On my end, the advice was just more on for quality issues. That's the reason we're transferring our patients to other clinics. We can have you transferred for the same procedures for full mouth restoration with other partner clinics of ours in Los Algodones.
Not only is what clinic that you choose a very important decision, but also the company that you choose, if you choose a company to work with as your medical tourism to help you pick a clinic.
They get down here, we pick them up at the airport, bring them down to the border, get them into their consultation, get their CT scan done. Doctor gives them their estimate, and then when we give them the estimate, they're like, wait, but this wasn't what I was told, you know?
Oh,
Clinic. We're always going to do what's best. We're not going to take orders from somebody that doesn't do the work just because they want to sell, I guess, or they want to make sure that the patient stays. We're going to make sure that the work that we provide you is the best that you need.
try to choose a clinic. Try to speak to an agent that only works with a certain clinic, because this ain't a dental buffet. It's not like, well, if you want some extra lettuce, here you go, and if you want this, are they really sending you where they should send you?
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Hello, welcome back to Supreme Dental Podcast Studio. You can be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, this podcast was meant for you, our patients. Listen, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to tell your loved ones and your friends about this podcast. And just make it keep on getting that love that it deserves. We're here for you guys overall to get all that dental information that you need to help you with whatever you're dealing through in your dental journey. Today, we have Manny. How you doing, Manny?
Pretty good. Glad to be here.
Welcome back. We have Dr. Eli.
What's up, Frank? How you guys
Dr.
doing?
E for Manny. Ernesto. And we have Mr. Luis.
Hello, Frank. Thank you for the
Hey,
invitation.
hey, no problem, man. No problem. And we want to talk about something that it's very difficult to not get off. You know, that those types of roads that are very thin, and you go a little bit more to the left and you're in the mud. You go a little bit to the right and you fall in the sand. It's kind of hard. It's like a borderline issue. We're going to talk about medical tourism. Not only is what clinic that you choose a very important decision, but also the company that you choose, if you choose a company to work with as your medical tourism to help you pick a clinic. And we want to talk about the things that we've seen here at the clinic. We want to talk about at different standpoints on why is it so important and how they can be extremely misleading. And we want to start with Manny. Manny, you've been with us for quite some time, and you've been on the front lines. You've seen ups, you've seen downs, happy faces, and you've also seen those that have been lied to, misled, perhaps, by these medical tourism companies. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so pretty much what I've seen happen sometimes is, you know, the patient comes in, they're very excited to be here. They're thinking they're getting like a really great deal because whatever company or medical tourism sent them down here, told them, you know what, you're going to go down to this place. You're going to be getting this and this and this for this amount. And the patient's like, oh, yeah, you know what, I'm getting a really great deal. So they fly down from New York, Alaska, Washington, very far away, even Canada sometimes.
Yeah.
And they get down here, we pick them up at the airport, bring them down to the border, get them into their consultation, get their CT scan done. Doctor gives them their estimate. And then when we give them the estimate, they're like, wait, but this wasn't what I was told, you know?
Oh.
And right off the bat, we're like, well, we're giving you the promo that they sent us, they gave to you. Yeah, but they told me it was just going to be this. So at the end, you know, they were lied to. And they're like, well, this person told me it was just going to be this, and I didn't have to pay anything else, and everything that I was going to pay for was going to be covered for this. So in the end, we have to contact the agency, ask them what they told them, and then pretty much I feel that they just lied to the patient, hook them on to whatever clinic they're sending them to. Their point is just to get them down here. So the patient comes prepared for something, and it's very frustrating for them because they're not able to completely, be aware of what situation they're in. They're already in a foreign country. They're prepared for something else, and it's very hard. So we have to end up, dealing with it in the front. Sometimes we have to call you guys and see what we can do to help them out. Because they're already down here. I mean, we're not just going to send them back and tell them, you know what, well, you can't get it because this is what we're going to charge.
And that's exactly right. The crazy thing about that is the patient's already here, and they chose us. So they're here at Supreme Dental. And it's on us to make that happen. We're face-to-face. Yeah. I'm the CEO of Supreme Dental. My wife's the CEO of Supreme Dental. We're both CEOs of Supreme Dental, right? You're going to see me walking around the clinic most of the time. You have CEOs that hide in Thailand. Nobody knows who they are. In these different agencies that you work with, you're never going to see the representative. You're probably not even going to get the same one anymore. But when they're down here, they know exactly where we are. And it's so many different times that we have to help patients there. You know what? Let's just change the price. So you know what? What did they tell you? They pretty much told them, stand on your left leg, clap twice, and wish upon a star, and this is going to happen. There's things that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're a medical business. We got to do what's medically right for the patient, and we got to let them know. And there is a lot of times a lot of misleading that leads to people then believing that perhaps, why would they trust us? They're down here. We already flipped it on them, but we didn't flip it on them. It's the way it's always been. It's just these places that were misleading. What about you guys? What do you guys as doctors have to say? Because you guys deal with this all the time, and we've had many meetings. We have you have told me, Dr. Eli has told me, hey Frank, what's going on, man? This agent did it again, and it's very frustrating. So who's gonna start it off?
Well, in my experience, the communication with the agents. It's not good. Why? Because sometimes when the patient coming for the original estimate is, oh my God, why you have this estimate? This is not the correct estimate for you. You need another procedures. But let me explain you. That's why we need to recommend the CT scan, different X-rays to show what a specific treatment is for my patients. And we can show, sometimes Frank is here to explain the X-ray, and sometimes we can take a picture on any tooth or any problem on the mouth. We can show what is the best option for the patient.
Yes.
We need to be very clear for the patient always.
Very transparent.
Very transparent. Always is the same situation, but most of the time it's the same problem with the agents. The communication. It's like a confusion.
And before Dr. Eli answers also, guys, we have amazing agents out there. And there is agencies that do the right thing. Yep. But sometimes, just like the world, sometimes there's dental and sometimes there's the departures that we got to make from these companies that don't make sense. And not too long ago, we had to actually leave from one of these places. And we had been with them for over 5-6 years. They were amazing in the beginning. But then they're starting to do things that we did not like. And we have 4 amazing agents that represent us online on social media, through other agencies like What Clinic. And they do great because they only work for Supreme. Try to choose a clinic. Try to speak to an agent that only works with a certain clinic, because this ain't a dental buffet. It's not like, well, if you want some extra lettuce, here you go. And if you want this, are they really sending you where they should send you? Do they really know much about those clinics because they work with so many of them? Or they're just trying to send you to a place that gives them the most money? Or is just an order taker? Because if they can give you an estimate without even looking at x-rays and telling you nothing's going to change, red flag. You want to take it on?
Yeah, as healthcare providers, I think we are, like Dr. Luis and I, we're on the front lines. We're actually the ones that are facing the patients. We're the ones that are actually going to provide the work. as I know, Dr. Luis and the other dentists that we have here at the clinic, we're always going to do what's best. We're not going to take orders from somebody that doesn't do the work just because they want to sell, I guess, or they want to make sure that the patient stays. We're going to make sure that the work that we provide you is the best that you need. And we're not going to just take, oh, he needs this. No, we're going to decide what the patient needs. And you know what? And it's not even us that decides. It's the CT scan, it's their clinical mouth, the x-rays. We're not going to give, it's not like you're going to go to a store and you're going to pick out clothes. It's what you need.
It's not shoes.
Yeah, it's what you need and what you're looking for. And that's why we always talk to the patients. What do you want? What is your main goal? Why are you here?
Yeah.
And we need to look at different scenarios. And sometimes that doesn't match with what they were told. And we're not going to just do something that somebody else told us just because that's what they were told.
We're not ordered to. That's not what you guys that's not what you guys went to school for. That's not what defines Supreme Dental is. We don't order take. How many times have we seen a patient come in and say, well, my doctor said that I needed this. Oh, well, let's take a look. You know what? This is not what we see. Here's our x-rays, and this is why you don't need that and why you need this.
Right.
And if that's on the patient, if they want to believe us or if they want to, but I mean, they're seeing it and we're explaining it to them.
And we have different cases and we document the cases and we show cases. Maybe they're not the exact same case, but they're very, very similar to up to 95%. And we say, hey, this patient came in like this. Here are the pictures. Here are the x-rays. This is their after. And this is the path that we need to take. And sometimes they say, well, my doctor in the US said this. And they're like, did they show you befores and afters? Did they show you x-rays? Or where did they learn this course? Or why are they not taking this route that we're taking? And we get the same thing with agents. Sometimes, as you mentioned, good, bad. But sometimes we have problems where they're like, well, we told the patient this. See them there and, well, let's hope for the best, right?
Is there a difference in the agents that we have that only work for Supreme and the agents that we used to work for or they used to work for us? With different clinics, is there a difference in quality?
I think it's you can even ask the patients themselves.
Yeah,
our own patients. I think that's your answer. You can take it from us, you can take it from them, but I think the real answer is from the patients that we get. They love Ernesto, they love Jessica, they love Luis. If I'm missing anyone,
they love
Luceli, you know, and we have a communication, like Ernesto has a direct communication with us. It's not like he's going through a third party. No, he pretty much calls me, talks about this patient. We set up appointments via video calls.
Send each other pictures. I don't know, it's getting kind of weird.
Gym pictures. But, you know, it's that direct communication where I can actually tell them, hey, you know what, ask the patient this. You know, tell them to send x-rays, photos, you know, and we can get a rough estimate, but we never tell them that's going to be it. Come down. We tell them it's around that. Now that we do the full studies, the CT scans, pictures, and we'll come up with a better game plan for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really want to make an episode like this, you know, because we always focus on the positives because the world is already a place that there's not a lot of positives around, right? So let's find the positives, let's lock into it, and let's do what we got to do. And that's how we grow. That's how we've grown over almost 17 years. Not by pointing fingers. We don't like to do that. But when our patients start calling us up and letting us know that certain agencies is calling them up and telling them that we're closed, telling them that they took us out of the webpage because of what is it? They used a big word, which I was pretty impressed, but I forgot what exactly.
Competence or like bad work.
They said, yeah, but they said they pretty much saying that they had a lot of bad things saying about us, and they took us off. Actually, I have a little audio I want to show you guys. One of our agents, wonderful, amazing agents, decided to secret shop as a patient. And they actually call them back. And
what is secret shopping? Just for people that don't know.
Secret shopping means that it's someone that is not really shopping, but just to listen to what they have to say, to see how they sell it or how they down or not sell you. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
On my end, the advice was just more on for.
Here.
So, can I still make the appointment for the same time at Supreme Dental?
We can still make the appointment at the same day and time, but a different clinic.
Oh, why?
Because currently we're having some quality issues. That's why we're transferring our patients to our other partner clinic that has good reviews.
What's wrong with the clinic Camilo booked me with originally?
On my end, the advice was just more on for quality issues. That's the reason we're transferring our patients to other clinics. We can have you transferred for the same procedures for full mouth restoration with other partner clinics of ours in Los Algodones.
Well, I don't understand because Camilo said this was a good clinic and that he said that would be the one to go to.
I see. On our end, this is the current advice. If you want, I can ask Camilo to give you a call back tomorrow during his shift. He's just off for the day.
Well, I'm concerned. What kind of quality issues is it? Is it with what's going on?
On my end, that was the advice. It's more on the quality of the prosthesis, so that's the reason why we're transferring our patients.
So you're
But
saying
if you like, I can schedule you.
you're saying that the Supreme Dental is not doing good quality?
On our end, we received some reports and it's being under reviewed. That's the reason we're reaching out to our patients so that we can offer them other clinics.
How can you guys make a determination
Listen
if it's
to
under
this.
review? How does that make sense?
Listen to this.
I don't get it.
On my end, that's the current advice. If you like.
But do
I
you
will
see where I'm
ask
coming
my
from, though? But do you see where I'm coming from?
I understand.
No, you don't understand because, ma'am, let me talk. How can you make a statement about you remove them or you want me to go to another clinic for quality issues, but they're under review? Don't you normally review something before you make a final answer?
Ooh.
On our end, it's currently under review. That's one of the reasons why it's currently on hold for us to book with Supreme Dental and that we're offering our patients other clinics to visit.
Well, how can you go from telling me that one clinic is good and then less than 2 weeks later you're telling me another clinic is good? How does that make sense?
On my end, currently, that's the recent advice.
Okay, but US Dental Departures, the company, you told me 2 weeks ago to go with that clinic. Now, for whatever reason, you're saying to go with another clinic. But how can I believe your company that the other clinic isn't going to have quality issues?
I see. Well, that's the current advice that we have.
You're not answering my question.
As much as I want to discuss further, I don't have that information on hand.
No, but you don't need any information. You need to answer my question. 2 weeks ago, your company told me to go with a certain clinic in Los Algodones. Now you're telling me to go with another clinic. My question to you is, how can you guarantee me that this clinic is going to be good and not have quality issues?
On my end, for the clinics, they're all being verified and certified. However, that's the reason why we also have rankings on our clinic. And as you can see on the website, they have their certifications. But currently, on our end, this is the recent advice. That's the reason why we're transferring our patients.
So I guess I'm still kind of lost because I went through you guys because you guys are supposed to be the experts, but now you're telling me that this clinic that you said was number 1 2 weeks ago is not doing good quality. How can they go from doing good quality to not good quality in 2 weeks?
My apologies. That's the recent advice on our end. That's the reason why we're reaching out to our patients so that we can transfer them to other clinics if they're interested to.
Well, can I speak to a manager?
Let me check if I have one available, Connor. I'll just place you on hold, okay?
Thank you.
So, a manager calls back after being put in 10 minutes on wait. And the manager pretty much says that based on accreditations and on reviews, they decided to remove us. We have 9 international accreditations, more than any other clinics in Mexico's history. We had over 7,000 reviews, verified reviews, before we decided to leave this company.
Also, we decided to leave the company.
We decided.
Yeah.
And to top that off, I will put the screenshot of the message when I'm messaging the CEO of this company, parting ways peacefully, and him accepting it peacefully before it went not so peaceful with other communication that went afterwards. Guys, we don't like bullies. I hate bullies. I really, really dislike, and I really dislike the word hate, because this is not about buying a car. This is not about, I'm going to sell you this brand, or no, this is about health. This is about you. This is about people that they send to places that pay them whatever money or whatever they're asking for, or they're order takers, because a lot of clinics perhaps do whatever they want them to do. That could really affect the rest of your life.
Yep.
Recently, didn't we have a patient from New York?
Yes.
Patient came in,
33-year-old female.
33-year-old. Oh, just like yours, that was 33-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the last patient yesterday. Yeah.
Your patient came in, I forgot her name, but she came in, and the day of the sedation, she came back in and she wanted to cancel because she was misinformed on some prices.
Yes.
She said that since 2 years ago, and you were there, you were there in the front, and so was Manny. 2 years ago, she started having hope and she started following us. And dentists back where she's from, they always thought she had an addiction because of her teeth, but it was because of something to do with an accident, she told me.
Trauma, yeah.
And that she wasn't able to smile at her kids. Her husband sent a message to one of our agents after he booked with his other agency saying how we can please help her out. Did we help her out?
Yes, we did.
Did we flip, hey, you know what, let's put some money over here, let's put it over there? Did we make it happen?
Yeah, you did.
And it's easy on my end because I do the work, right? But I don't do the numbers. That's his job.
Yeah.
And he does more than his job, honestly.
But that's true and not true, because he also does the work. They also do the work. So they are willing to do the work, even though we're not gonna make as much. But you're like, hey, you know what? No, it's what's best for her. Yeah. You even came up to me and said, hey, man, if we got to do something and I don't get paid, it's okay. And I was like, no, bro, it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. But patient had left. I think she has 2 kids back at home. Her husband's over here calling, and we decided, you know what? We're going to make this smile happen. And we made it happen. And it wasn't because of this agency. And now this agency gets paid for doing what?
Lying. For
misleading the patient into somewhere, which they do all the time, because we get a lot of those patients that go to other places and they come over here or they're here and they say, well, they told me this. And then you say, hey, why did you say this?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. Well, I'm looking at the email that you sent. I think, I don't know what happened. Or they don't know. I mean, we've seen it so many times. We already know. We don't even call them anymore. We just like, hey, we're going to deal with it. You're at Supreme already. You chose Supreme. Welcome to the family. And the patients see that because they're like, oh, man, they're really taking care of me. Yeah. And no matter what clinic you decide to go to, because this podcast, obviously, if you want to come to Supreme, welcome.
Amazing. Yeah.
You're welcome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But if for any reason you don't, or you can't, or for any reason you don't want to, you chose another clinic, choose wisely. Do your research. Don't let someone else do the research for you. Be careful who does your research, because a third party can just do whatever research they think it's the best and really affect you, your health, your smile, and all those patients that really save up to get this done. Dental should not be about this drama. Dental should be about getting it done, fixing it, taking out pain. If it's mental or physical, it making you smile again. Not about this dental hashtag mafia going on. It doesn't work that way. We should get Netflix. You need to call me up, but we should get like some sort of something. This is crazy.
A reality TV show.
It should not be this way. It should be about patients come in, patients come out, patients are smiling, or they're in the process to smile again. and not like this.
Yeah, I just want to say something.
Go for it.
When you're saying like that, make sure that you choose someone who you trust. Don't go with someone that claims to be an expert and knowing what clinic does what.
Yeah.
When they're doing their research, they're researching for, their own health, what they need. If you ask someone else to do the research for you, they're pretty much going to be looking at what clinic is going to give them the most. you know?
Right.
They're not going to go for what's best for the patient. They're going to go for what's best for their pockets.
How many times did we get a patient that went to different clinics? Do you remember that patient that went to different clinics? And this agency didn't even tell them about us, and we were number one in their agency. And then they decided to come to us, and then we helped them out. And they
Michael?
say we have I don't know if they say they had emails on how this other clinic said, oh, it can't be done. Was it Lori?
No, it was
Julia.
Julia.
Julia. It was Julia Banner.
Julia Benner. She's been on the podcast. Yes.
She's been on the podcast, and how she said they told me I couldn't do it,
And she was
And-
already down here. They made her fly from Canada.
and when they got here, they're like, oh no, we can't help you.
I think she just stopped by for like a quick consultation just to see, if she,
Yeah.
what we were going to say. And she was a little skeptical. I think she thought that Dr. Eli was lying to her.
She told me I
He
was
told her
crazy.
that he could do it.
And the thing is, we're not gonna be able to do everything, guys. It's impossible. Now it's gonna be more of a possible thing because Mr. Elias is about to go to Brazil
Yes.
Next 2 weeks, yeah.
and to do sigomatics. So now you give us a higher possibility
Thank you.
to be able to do whatever. Yeah, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank you.
huge milestone. That's
Thank you.
that's not even like, oh, Supreme is gonna have that. Dr. Elias is gonna have that. That's insane.
Well, Supreme is a big part of me actually.
To
But-
be honest, it's like a Q-speed on odontology.
It was a dream.
Yeah.
I know we're off
It's
tracking,
okay,
but
it's
it was a dream of mine, and I didn't know how close it was until I actually got here. And I want to thank you guys for making it possible as well.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you guys. And I want to thank you also. When you came in, you brought in a lot of great stuff to the team, and you keep on doing it day by day. Dr. Luis, same thing here.
Thank you so much.
Manny, you do this. You do the same thing. We focus on the positives, guys. You're gonna be doing sigomatics. You know how to do pterygoids. You started with pterygoids. You guys both been to Mykonos, Greece. You guys both been to these trainings. You're in the front line with the patient. You're not working on their mouth, but you're a certified radiologist.
Yeah.
I could say you're like a certified
Jack of all trades.
receptionist.
Yeah.
Bro, you're a certified badass, bro. You're in the front and the patient, if we get the right Manny, if we get the badass Manny, he will make you smile no matter what it takes.
Yes.
You might get the I'm hungry Manny, and he's gonna be snacking on some chocolate. But he's on it. He's on it. And if we all fire on all cylinders, there's no comparison, guys.
No.
You can pick a clinic in Texas and they have a great dentist, not great dentist.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Multiple.
We don't just focus on one thing. We focus on everything. We try to focus on everything we can. We have a great videographer that decides to take. What did you say last time, bro? You said we need to make the videos more professional.
Who said that?
And he looked at him like, "What the heck are you talking about?" He was gonna slap him, bro.
What the hell?
No, you weren't here. You weren't here. But he looked at him. He looked at him, and he's like, "We need to make the videos a little bit more professional." And he just
Professional,
looked at him like, this
Please.
But and you know what? We have great people coming in for training next week. Eternal Beauty. We have too many positives to focus on. We want to close this. Hopefully, this is episode 1 of That's It. Because if there's episode 2, then I'm gonna have to bring in the big guns and bring in testimonials from people that work in those agencies that were mistreated, mispaid. All the things that are behind that we don't want to bring out because it shouldn't be brought out. It's disgusting. But Supreme's taking care of them. Don't worry. But we have so many positives to focus on. We have Eternal Beauty by Supreme. They're gonna do lips, Juvederm. They're gonna do Botox. They're gonna do the what is it called? The gel. What is it called? What is it? The gel. What is that gel called? The one that they take your the plasma gel. Plasma gel. We have the hydrofacial machine that's coming in next week. The lab's going full. The lab's on full. We get 2 more milling machines by next week. Tomorrow we get the other the Siga A Sega Ultra.
Oh,
Sega
the
Ultra.
3D
3D printer.
Another 3D printer would be the third one, but this is the most precise in the world. You're about
very
to go to
versatile.
Brazil, huh?
Very versatile.
Very versatile. And we have Francisco Yamamoto, who's a master of what he does, which you'll have a video of how to put make the gum, perfect the gums even more, perfect the teeth, because they have to, put all the little, that's like an artist right there. And he's going to come in to do a specific course. He does courses in Mexico City, in different parts of Mexico. We're bringing them to Supreme. We don't go to these courses. We bring them to these courses. We bring the courses to us in certain things. We haven't been able to bring Dan Host Club. You're watching, bro. And
Probably.
but we have all that going for us. And then we have other trainings. You got Brazil, then you got Switzerland, then you got New York. We're gonna go to this Full Arch place in Florida. Summit, huge. Hopefully get to be there with Tom Brady, with because he's a great motivational speaker, a whole team thing. Really push positive, how to really help the patients to a different level.
Belgium, or where's Dr. Dulce going?
She's going to Praga.
Braga.
She's going to Praga. Dr. Michelle just came back from Brazil
Still, yeah.
to be able to be at her peak for eternal beauty. We have so many positives. And we're in September already, guys. We're in September, and we have so many positives. Let's not focus on the negatives. Any closing statements?
Positives.
Any closing statements you guys want to say? Anything else before we leave?
I just want to say that if you guys are, called up by said agency telling you that we're no longer working, we're not offering shuttles, don't believe them. Give us a call directly. You guys already have our numbers, or contact one of the agents, Luis, Ernesto, Jessica, Luceli. They're always contacting us directly, and we'll give you guys the right information.
Well, in my opinion, the best option always is the communication. Always is the communication with your dentist, with your customer. Is the communication the most important?
I like the use of hands. You see that?
Yeah, he's
The
progressed.
communication. You,
Yeah.
you need to run for president.
Sir, we love what we do, guys. Each and one of us in specific space, in a specific area in this clinic, we love what we do, and we always are gonna do what's best for you.
And on my end, thank you so much for all those patients that were out there and patients that are listening, that this happened to them. We apologize we didn't pull the trigger faster or quicker, because we were doing our research also. When we felt that it was no longer beneficial, we decided to move on, because we have really high standards for our patients. If you want to take care of our patients, you need to be at a really high standard, just like the same standards we have here at the clinic, with our dentists, with our assistants, with our lab, with our videographer, with everybody. Okay? Thank you so much for being part of Supreme Dental. Where smiling starts here, and it doesn't just start here. We make sure that you keep on smiling throughout your dental journey. Have a good one.
And if you don't know, now you know. Let the beat down in the house. Junior Mafia, Math Flavor.
I see you.